Hey there, Florida, it's Tamala Stobbs with Connect Homeowners, and today we're diving into everything you need to know about the Florida housing market in 2024. From inventory trends to shifts in buyer behavior, we're covering it all. So whether you're buying, selling, or just keeping an eye on the market, stay tuned to get the insights that matter the most to you. And before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on all the latest updates. All right, let's get started. 2024 was a year full of twists and turns in the Florida housing market. From Fort Pierce to Stuart, the shifts in inventory have been like a roller coaster ride. In some areas, we saw incredible growth, while others experienced declines that definitely surprised many of us. But what does all of this mean for you as a buyer, a seller, or an investor? Let's break it down. 34949 single family condo townhomes in Fort Pierce. The single family home inventory experienced a wild ride in 2024. It soared in February, it plummeted in April, it rebounded in July, and then it dipped again. The volatility created a challenging market for both buyers and sellers. In contrast, townhouses and condo inventory steadily declined throughout the year, indicating strong buyer demand and limited supply. This trend suggests a more competitive market for these property types. And in 34949. Now let's move to 34952. The active inventory for single family and condo townhomes. The real estate scene in Port St. Lucie's 34952 zip code has been a bit of a roller coaster as well this year. We saw a surge in available houses early on, with almost 50% more available compared to last year. Don't get too excited though. Things cooled down by summer and the number of houses for sale dropped significantly. It seems the market's still trying to find its footing. Now let's talk about the townhouses and the condos. These guys really stole the show with a mind-blowing 300% increase in inventory by mid-year. It was definitely a seller's paradise, but as with the houses, the frenzy calmed down and things settled around 50% by November. So whether you're after a townhouse, a house, or a condo, one thing's for certain: 34952 has been anything but boring. Jensen Beach 34957, we saw some interesting trends. The single family homes started the year strong with the inventory 40% year over year increase. It peaked at 120% in May before dropping sharply in June and stabilizing around 20% by the end of the year. Now, townhouses and condos followed a different path. They started with a 40% increase. They dipped initially, then they rebounded strongly in August. However, they finished the year with inventory below 40% compared to the previous year. Moving on to 34982, the city inventory growth starting with a 20% increase in January and rising consistently to 70% by November. Ideal for buyers seeking stability. In the contrast, townhomes and condos, they saw a dynamic shift with inventory surging over 200% in January, dipping through spring, peaking again in September, and then dropping again in November. Now, these fluctuations highlight an energetic, fast-paced market with unique opportunities. 34994, Stuart's active inventory for single-family homes saw big swings in 2024. It started 20% higher in January, it peaked at nearly 100% in May, and then it dropped sharply, ending back by 20% above last year by November. The townhouse and condo inventory changed this year's numbers as well. They rose early and they peaked mid-year, and then by November, ending fewer homes for sale than we did earlier in 2024. 34996 in Stuart followed a pattern that was similar to 34994 in that it rose steadily from January to May. It peaked at 100% above last year before declining sharply, and it was nearly 0% by November of 2024. For townhouses and condos, early in the year, more homes were available with inventory peaking mid-year. Now by November, the number had dropped, leaving fewer homes for sale than there were earlier in 2024. All right, let's dive into the impact of closed sales in 2024. It was a year full of ups and downs, as you saw with even inventory, with some of the months seeing huge surges and others experiencing quieter periods. So stick around as we break down what this means for you. And if you haven't already yet, hit that subscribe button to keep up with all the latest market updates, because when it comes to real estate, timing truly is everything. In zip code 34949, the single-family homes, the market saw a steady sales early in the year, similar to 2023. However, in March, the sales dropped sharply, followed by a significant increase in May, with over double the sales compared to last year. Now, afterward, the sales dipped again with a minor rise in September and then continued to decline towards the year's end. Now, on the other hand, the condo and townhouse market started strong with a 125% increase in sales at the beginning of the year. However, the sales then fell through the spring, reaching a low point in June, and with 25% fewer sales compared to last year. July saw a huge surge with more than double the sales, but after that, the market saw another decline, with a small rise in September and a drop again as the year closed. We certainly saw that. Now, Port St. Lucie 34952, the single-family home sales in 2024 started off with a 10% dip compared to 2023. However, the sales surged in May, hitting a peak of about 35% more homes sold. From there, the sales fluctuated with periods of both increases and then decreases compared to last year. By November, single-family sales were down by 15% compared to the same time in 2023. And similarly, townhouses and condo sales in Port St. Lucie saw a 10% decline early in 2024, mirroring the trend in single-family homes. Sales spiked in May, reaching a 35% increase over the previous year, but afterward, the market experienced fluctuations. And by November, sales were 15% lower than they were in 2023. Now, 34957, the single-family home sales in Jensen followed a similar pattern to last year, with an initial surge of about 40% more sales at the start of the year. However, the sales decreased throughout spring, hitting a low in May with a 20% drop compared to 2023. The sales began to recover in the summer, reaching a notable spike in October, but unfortunately by November, the year ended with about 20% fewer single-family homes sold compared to 2023. Condos and townhome sales in Jensen Beach, they mirrored the trends in the single-family home market. They saw a strong start to the year with 40% more sales than previous year, followed by a dip during the spring months. Now, like single-family homes, the sales started picking up again in the summer, and then they peaked in October. However, by the end of the year, the sales had dropped once more, finishing with a 20% decrease compared to 2023. And we certainly have seen that with the condo restoration there as well. Moving on to Fort Pierce, the single-family home sales showed some fluctuation in 2024 compared to 2023. Early in the year, the sales were steady, but in March, they saw a sharp decline. A major rebound occurred in May, with sales more than doubling compared to the previous year. However, this spike was followed by a decline, with a small increase in September before ending the year lower than expected. On the other hand, townhouses and condo sales experienced a stronger start in 2024, with 125% more units sold than the same time last year. However, the sales dipped during the spring, reaching a low in June. A significant surge in July, saw sales more than double compared to 2023. But similar to single-family homes, the market then cooled off with another dip toward the end of the year. Moving on to 34994 in Stuart, the single-family home sales in 2024 started out strong with about 60% more homes sold compared to the same time in 2023. Sales surged in July, doubling the previous year's numbers. But like other locations, by November the sales had decreased, finishing about 10% lower than the previous year. This fluctuation highlights a busy first half of the year, followed by a slowdown. The condo and townhouse market followed a similar trend. Like single-family home sales, they began with a 60% increase compared to last year. And in July, there was a sharp spike in sales, more than doubling the number from the previous year. However, again, by the end of the year of 2024, the trend reversed and the sales dropped by approximately 10%, reflecting a dip in the second half of the year. Moving on to Stuart's 34996, the single-family housing market. Let's talk about single-family homes and the townhomes in 2024. We have definitely shown some volatility. For single-family homes, we saw a significant spike in closed sales during February, followed by a sharp decline in March and April, and then there was a strong rebound in May and June. But sales dropped slightly in the summer months before they picked up slightly again in September, and then they declined slightly again in October and November. Similarly, the townhouse and condo market mirrored this fluctuation. February brought a notable surge in sales, but like single-family homes, the sales plummeted in March and April. After a small recovery in May, the market faced a dip in June and July. And with modest growth in August and September, by October and November, however, the sales fell again. Both markets demonstrated periods of rapid growth and decline, marking 2024 as a turbulent year for Stuart's real estate scene. So what's coming in 2025? So what can we expect in 2025? Well, it's still early to tell, but one thing is for sure, the Florida market is evolving every day. With interest rates shifting, inventory patterns changing, and more people relocating here, it's going to be another exciting year for real estate. If you want to stay ahead of the curve, make sure that you subscribe to this channel, and I'll keep you updated every step of the way. That's a wrap for our 2024 Florida housing market recap. Whether you're buying, selling, or simply watching the trends unfold, I hope that this video gave you some valuable insights into what's happening right now. Please remember, if you found this video helpful, hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and definitely drop your questions or comments or thoughts in the comments below section. I love hearing from you. And until next time, I'm Tamala Stobbs with Connect Homeowners, and I'll see you soon.